Wow, howdy folks. We've got a machine in this 3-in-1. It's a welder, but it's a stick welder, a MIG welder, and a TIG welder, all in one nice package from who else? Vevor. Yeah. And having all three in one box is kind of nice, but it was also, there's a lot of questions involved. Well, we're going to answer all that right now. Yes. Yeah, so if you're into MIG, TIG, or stick welding, how about having all that in one machine? And this is called the MIG 270, but I don't want to confuse you. It also is a stick welder, it's a TIG welder, and it's an awesome machine, and it's awesome for a lot of different reasons. And first off, I guess, not only all three, but at a low price. So, boom, yeah, you know, this is the one to have. Now, the very first thing I want to show you is I'm going to go to the back of this machine. For the MIG side, we have both the gas, so we can have gas and or flux core. You can run either one on the machine, so that's a big plus too. Besides having up to 270 amps, it's like, God, I don't know how this technology does it anymore. Also, on the input side, you can have the 220 volt plug, which I'm going to be using today for when we check this thing out, but it also comes with an adapter so you can run a 110 volt, which I don't recommend, but yes, you can. You know, if you're in a pinch, sometimes it happens, you know, I understand. So let's take a look at this whole MIG feature situation here. First off, there you have the two catches here, and the door drops down so that this opens up, and I kind of like this. Some of them have them this way and they fall on you when you're trying to, you know, load or whatever. So I do like this better. And it has enough room in here that you can have the, you know, a 1 pound spool, 2 pound spool. You can have the 11 pound spool in here. It'll take the big spool or the small spool, and it has a really nice braking system to drag, because again, MIG wire will rat nest on you like no tomorrow, you know, if it gets a chance. So that's a great, you know, that's an exciting feature. But there's another thing. Down here where the feeder is, the wheel that uses the feed to push your MIG wire through is built or designed kind of like the fixture, something like on a surface like on a golf ball. And the golf ball surface kind of doesn't have a tendency to break or crack into the MIG welding wire, which if you're running flux core, a lot of times you can crush the flux core by mistake and actually lose the gas before it even gets to the other end of the stick. And that becomes a problem. And this machine kind of, well, it doesn't maybe eliminate it completely, but it will help to grab the wire without cracking or breaking or damaging the wire on its way to the job. So that's a really well thought out feature. The other thing about the MIG 270, this is the MIG 270. It's confusing because it also is a stick welder. And you get all the accessories to run the MIG, the TIG, and the stick when you buy the machine. So, you know, at a great price, and you get everything you need. Like, yeah, this is kind of an interesting item right here. You can run negative ground or positive ground easily off of this. You can switch out whatever you want. So I like that idea too. That's kind of really cool. But also you have nice digital readout here, so you can control the current, you know, and the speed of your MIG. In this case, I'm talking about the MIG mostly at this point. But you also have your dial controls here, which I really like. Some machines, some of the cheaper machines, sometimes, you know, speed 1, 2, 3, it's like, you know, like this, you can dial it in and dial it right to where you want that speed to be. Also dial the current and voltages in. So you really have some nice control with this machine. And again, it's a fairly small package, but it also weighs about 22 pounds. So, you know, it's a little heavy, but she's a nice looking machine, and she's from Vevor. Vevor is, they're worldwide. They have hundreds of warehouses, and they've started to push into the US market. They were big overseas for many years, but they've really started to hit around here quite a bit. You know, and their stuff is the idea is the tough tools for half the price. So, you know, anytime they have something, I get excited about it. But when I saw this and they said, we're going to send one over to you, I was like, oh, yeah, the kid in the toy store. Oh yeah, I'm here, you know. So I'm going to set this up on the welding table, and we're going to set 220, set it up as a MIG welder first, and we'll run a bead and just take a look at it. I'm getting set up over at the bench right now, but I thought I'd show you all the accessories that come with this welder. And this is I guess we'll call this the TIG accessories here. And there's something else here that I'm not sure. We'll have to do some exploration on this, because I don't think we have and as far as I know, we don't have the plasma cutter with this system. But boy, that would be 4 in one machine. Yeah, I'm not sure why they packaged it the way they did, but I guess we'll get once we get into this, we'll we'll find out. Now, in the box with all the accessories comes, of course, the manual, which is a good instruction manual that explains the MIG machine instructions. Also the air gas line for the MIG machine, if that's what you want to do. There is one thing in here I'm going to recommend do not use. I use a proper welding helmet, a good one. They do have a set of goggles in here for, I guess, MIG welding or something, but I don't like that. I prefer to use a good proper helmet. They also include, and it's really heavy, it's it's a kilogram, yeah, full kilogram of gasless flux core wire, which is in the box as well. Man, that's heavy. Here's that thing I was talking about. This is the adapter for running from 220 to 110 if you need to. I, again, don't recommend doing it, but you know, in a pinch, if you have to, hey, you know, do it. Then you also have the stick welder, which has these type. I don't really care for these type, but this is sort of so common, everybody has it, so it's like, no biggie. Their ground is actually, I didn't like it when I first saw it, but actually the ground is actually pretty good. You got a nice piece of shunt copper right in between the two jaws here, plus copper on the jaws. So you actually do get a good ground connection even with this thing, even though it looks kind of, I'm not going to say sketchy, but it looks kind of cheap, but at the same time, it looks like it does the job. And then finally, at the very bottom of the box here, we have the MIG handle wire. And lengthwise, we'll have to get it out and find out. I think it's, I'm going to say it looks like about 8 feet of MIG. That's right. How big are you? Yeah. Well, we'll step back here a little bit. I'm going to say you've got a good 8 to 10 feet of wire there, or cable. And also everything's protected when it was shipped, so all this have to find some pliers and get this plastic off here. Got a couple tips for the MIG, which is good. I would imagine the two or three different sizes. I'm not even sure if there's anything in there right now. It doesn't look like it, but yeah. And yep, nice switch. Okay, I guess we're just about ready to rock and roll here. The MIG cable itself, I'm not sure why they put this together the way they did. I don't like it. It's not great. It's okay, but I really would have preferred to have one of these ones, the shielding, where you can just pull it off and slap it back on when you need to. This one here seems to be, you know, rigged. Oh, there it is. Or is it? Or it's screwed on backwards. I don't think so. Yeah, it is. Reverse thread. Okay. That would explain it. And it's spring loaded. Oh, okay, cool. And there's our tip. Okay, so I don't know what tip is in there. We're going to have to find out because we have to set, I'm going to set up for 030. Just for laughs, I'm going to give you the wire that I use regularly around my shop. I use Blue Demon. I really recommend it, and I'll provide a link in the description below where you can find that too. Meantime, when we come back, I'll have all this set up over at the welding table, and we'll see what kind of bead we get out of this thing. Okay, I'm just going to set everything about light, half settings kind of thing, and we're at 030 wire. I'm just going to run a quick bead across the plate here, and I've been doing a little bit of testing, and now I think we've got pretty much dialed in. Wow. Yeah. So when you shut this off, it'll keep running for a little bit. Let's see, there's the off switch. And it'll run until it cools down, and then it'll shut itself off, which is, you know, that's fine. This switch, by the way, is an override switch, so it turns on. If you hit the switch, it will feed and continually feed the wire. That's for when you set up the gun, so that's a handy little item. So let's do a stick weld with this thing. Man. A couple of real quick things to point out. I've switched this now from Mig Tig now to stick, which is at the top here. And I've disconnected the ground, which was on the table here, and moved it over to, now it'll be negative ground on the table as opposed to positive when I was running the MIG. And then I've put my electrode in here, which is going to be my stinger for the stick welding. So now we're going to fire it up and set it up at, I guess, 90 amp, and we'll see how she does. Wow, whew, that's some heat. And Jesus, that is a big, wide, flat one. That's some tuning for me would be required, but she's got the job done. No doubt about that. Well, we're back over to the bench for a minute here. I don't have a gas bottle for the TIG, so I can't do the TIG. I thought I was going to have a bottle today, and I don't have it, so no TIGgy. But I can assume the TIG works just as well as the stick welder and the MIG. And really the main reason I'd like a machine like this is because it's a MIG welder and it's up to 270 amp. It's like, yeah, it's going to be a good machine. You kind of know that. The cable for the MIG is better quality than any of the other ones I've ever had in here. Really odd, because those machines were like just MIG machines, and they were 4 times the size of this. So the size of it alone is awesome and great on the cart. Of course, it'll take less space, but also I can leave, if I want, I can leave the stingers and everything hooked up for the stick welder, and also I'm ready to go with the MIG at any time. So it's just an awesome machine for the price. It lists around, I think it's $269. I think we're going to have a sale price on it, so I'll provide a link in the description below where you can find this bad boy at Vevor. And yeah, you know, there should be some pretty good sale prices on it from what I understand this month. So if you're thinking about something where you have 1 or 2 or even 3 machines laying around, like me, you can get down to just this, and it should have all the function and everything you need. This is really a pretty cool machine. I was pretty impressed with it, and I looked at the specifications. Everything looks good. This new technology is really well, it really changes. It's a game changer, you know. So we're going to wrap that up. Hey, thank you for watching Caulking Tools. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the notice bell. We're giving something away. I think this Thursday, I think we have a prize we're giving out, and then we'll be starting a new prize for viewers to win on the show. So hey, stay tuned. Oh yeah, we got more Vevor stuff coming in too. Oh yeah. Over and out.